Well, got a root canal, but that won't stop me. It should. It should. But anyways, in all seriousness, welcome back to another video. So this is going to be kind of part of my Raunchy review series where I react to a video, kind of do a little bit of commentary over it, and then I'll give you my thoughts in the end of what I thought of the whole thing. It's just a little bit quicker than doing it with my brother because those are a little bit more in-depth breaking down of a movie. And these are more so for YouTube videos or videos of that nature, short films, stuff like that, that I can do just by myself and just break it down that way. Our first review and reaction will be for a fan film, and this is actually a Spider-Man fan film. If you didn't know, I made a couple Spider-Man fan films in the past. With that being said, I thought it would be really nice just to kind of start this off with a Spider-Man fan film. Again, these videos could be from wherever. We are going to be starting with Buckeye Studios' Spider-Man Best of Enemies. Here's a picture or whatever of the movie. I think I just took that from Instagram, so. But without further ado, I got my soda, and I got the movie all queued up, so let's get started on this.
You disgust me.
I like how dirty that guy was on the ground. Whoa. Dude, this is a fucking cool intro, or like, title sequence or whatever this is. Damn, who? Did you do that yourself, or who did that? That was really good. And I got an ad. Isn't that great? This might be a little bit harder than I thought. Hey, I dig this scene, but y'all look freezing as hell. This looks so cold out. Like, look how red your noses are. What was it, like 14 degrees out that day? I feel so bad for you. Ooh, nice rack focus.
Whoa, jeez, that is hot and buttery.
Oh, did my little dumbass get a boo-boo?
Yeah, I got a boo-boo. Thank you, I really appreciate that.
Damn.
Throw it at me, by the way.
She called you a... She's calling you a dumbass? Oh, that's cute, I think. By the way, I think y'all got some good chemistry. Is that your real girlfriend? God damn.
Dude, what the hell? I don't think
You just sucker punched him.
Hey, why don't you use
That's a good looking Spider-Man hoodie. Or I guess Scarlet Spider hoodie. Yo, I like how this dude's wearing like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd shirts. I don't know how I feel about the look of the Green Goblin. It's different. But like, kind of wish there was like a little more of a fuller mask. Makes it just feel like he's ready for the vid. And you know he ain't trying to get caught.
Don't respect me then. Fear me. It's smarter.
See, I feel with like if he had more of like a scarier mask, like then I would fear him more. Yeah, get him.
Get off.
I like how I'm cheering the villains on. Damn, really just punched that dude in the back of the neck. I believe that's called a donkey punch. Look it up on your own time. Feels weird when you see him talk, like his mask is just all moving. God damn. Really just stabbed that dude in the neck. Yeah. Punch him. Get him good. Yeah. Break that dude's skull open. Do it. More. More. What are you talking about, dude? You could throw more punches. His face looks bloody, but god damn it, you could totally punch him more. That dude is not done for. Hey, that's Buckeye. I know he doesn't want me to say it, but that is... Hey, I understand. I had to do a bunch of roles like that in my day.
For yourself again.
Yeah.
Maybe Jameson
Talk some sense into him, Gwen.
You don't even care.
This is a good scene though.
I'll be back momentarily. Prepare the detonators for when I return.
Okay.
She did his hair grow between scenes? Or has it been a couple of days? Or months? Ooh. He's like, screw it, I'll do it again. Even though I'm coughing my lungs out. Wait a minute. I know the last scene his hair was long, but in this scene it's short?
I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I like this Norman.
Head out of your ass. You've been doing it wrong your whole life. You've been a complete failure.
I believe Sean told me that this was his uncle, actually. Really good casting on his part.
Oh, you ever seen RoboCop 2?
No, I haven't. What's it about?
Bro, what?
Favorite movie ever? Actually, no. It's the best movie ever. Yeah. It's about this.
Bro, him and RoboCop 2.
But it's
Okay.
also
That sounds
I prefer RoboCop 1.
it really is. He's got this catchphrase too.
Oh, god damn. She.
Yeah, Batman powers.
God damn. Y'all just sucker punch each other left and right.
Well, that is not good.
Bruh, don't just stand there.
God, what happened? What vaping feels like? I think so. Oh, who are you?
It's kinda what it feels like, what vaping feels like, but vaping's better. Peter, come on. Oh wow, it turned dark real quick.
I wasn't planning on having you find out just yet. Hello, Peter.
Harry?
I feel like you should have saw this coming, Peter.
Did you ever hear about the little prick named Parker who thought he had a clue? Turns out he didn't know shit.
Yeah. I like I'm siding with the villain because I just like him as an actor. Oh god, that was a hard one. He OD'd. Whoa. Just up and left, didn't say anything to him. Yo, I'd like him to rage out right now. Yes, exactly what I wanted. Ooh, I fuck with that shot.
Eric, get into position. Once we have Harry's location.
By the way, it's a really nice looking suit. Really good looking suit. One thing that I don't dig on it is the texturing of the red and blues. They look really big to me. But that's just like me personally. Like I prefer them really small details. Dude, nice one shot.
What kind of name is Igor?
You just got
Not just bitch slap me.
you did get bitch slapped. That's kind of funny. Good old smack to the face reminds me of Power Rangers. Ooh, fully CG shot. I dig it. Dude, Peter, you can dodge these. You have a spider sense. I get it though. No. What? What? That easy, huh? Oh, yeah, get him! More punches! You could have been brutaler. I get it, you're not Batman.
What you're doing?
I would have stabbed him still.
Still think I'm worth saving.
Yo, me and him kind of got the same hair going on right now.
Fight you anymore. No, wait, no, please, Harry, no.
Damn, just up and died. I will say it's a bit abrupt. I ain't gonna lie. There's some really good acting here. Yo, that'd be me just coming in with a good old hand pat on the back. It's the Jukel. Oh, that sounds bad. I'm gonna say Jackal. Damn ads! And that's it. That's it. There is an end credit scene, but I I already watched it before, so I don't kind of feel I wouldn't have anything to say about it. All right, now that we watched the movie and reacted to it, I'm gonna give you my overall thoughts on the movie, my pros, my cons, and then I'll give an overall rating at the end. We're gonna start off with cons just because I figured it's better to talk about it that way. Seeing shoes on Spider-Man is, again, it's a nitpick, but it just feels weird to me that he'd be wearing shoes on the outside of his suit sometimes, and then sometimes they wouldn't be wearing shoes. So in that regard, the continuity there stuck out to me, I guess. Another thing, the Green Goblin actor, or Harry in this movie, he said something along the lines of, "You should fear me then." But honestly, to me, he just didn't feel very fearful or scary to me. And I think that was mainly due to his mask. It kind of just looked like a chin diaper from the South Park stuff. If you get the reference. In that regard, if he would have had maybe like a different scarier mask, or, you know, kind of maybe even added like some darkness around his eyes to show some evilness or something around that nature, it might have helped out a little bit more. And then another thing with the Harry actor, he was supposed to be kind of sick in this movie, and, you know, they said he looked sickly and stuff, which, I mean, I've seen kind of sickly people before, so I mean, it's hard to really put my headset to think that he's starting to die when he does these kind of faker coughs. Like, if he would have been more realistic with his coughs, I think it would have been more believable to me. But, you know, that's just my 2 cents on the thing. Those are kind of all the cons I have. So let's move into the pros that I have. So the pros, I thought the acting in this was honestly really good for what they had. I'm assuming these were all non-paid actors that weren't really actors. They were just friends and family that he had. In that regard, I thought the acting in this was really top-notch. Of course, there is, like, here and there some things that could have been done better, but hey, I understand that they are not actually actors. The action and VFX in this, I thought, were really top-notch. I mean, I think the VFX a little bit, this goes into the cons a little bit, but I feel like the compositing of the VFX into the shots could have been a little bit better for the explosions, but I thought all of Shocker's stuff and the spider sense thing was a really cool way of representing it. I thought the one takes when there was action and stuff was really good. When a person got hit, it felt like they got hit, which I enjoy seeing the crap just beat out of him. I really enjoyed that stuff. And honestly, this movie is pretty funny. Like, watching it through, there's little lines that Sean from Buckeye and Eric would say that were just really funny, actually. So, and again, the Norman actor in this is phenomenal. I really liked him as Norman Osborn. It was a little bit of a different take on Norman, as you know, he's not like that cold, calculated businessman that he usually is, with that, you know, that dark side. He was more of just like an evil, badass Negan kind of character, and I really dug that kind of portrayal of him. One of my favorite scenes, just to put that in the pros, is the scene where Peter is like pretty much telling Gwen why he doesn't do this, and it's because, like, he was very honest and he said, you know, I never even saved a person. I was like, wow, you know, like, considering that in retribution that he didn't actually save anyone, you know, and he stuck with that theme, I really connected with that part of it. But yeah, so overall, I honestly enjoyed this. There's a lot of Spider-Man fan films out there, so it's really good that you can enjoy some. I mean, I'm not saying there's a lot of crap out there, because I think a lot of the Spider-Man fan films are really good in their own regards, but I just think that the pros in this one outweighed the cons. So my final rating on this will be 4 out of 5 stars. And now for a little special segment. This won't be happening every Raunchy review, but if I can get an interview segment with the director kind of creator of the project, I will, and we're gonna get into that right now. Hey guys, and welcome to sort of a little bit different section of my reviews, and this is gonna be a little interview that I'm actually gonna be doing with the director, writer, and actor of Peter Parker / Spider-Man in Spider-Man Best of Enemies, the movie I just reviewed, and we are gonna do a little interview with him, and I have him on camera right now, so...
Sean from Buckeye Studios here. Happy to be here. I'm excited to do this interview. And yeah, not like we have never done this before.
Yeah, he's referring to we've done this a couple times because I messed up, but we're gonna get it this time. So, what was one of the craziest days of principal photography that you had while shooting this movie?
Gotcha. I'd say one of the craziest days in general. There was quite a few, but the ones that were like the most crazy in my opinion was whenever we shot like on the barn location. I don't know if you recognize or if you were able to tell what the location the end of the movie was, like the finale and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Whenever
It definitely
we
looked
shot-
like a warehouse.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted a location that kind of emulated a warehouse. I'm in Ohio. There's not a lot of places that I could like shoot or rent out warehouse and stuff. Also, I don't really have the money and stuff. So I ended up being able to get this like horseback riding lesson arena for free from like a friend of a friend of a friend. You know, that kind of deal. Whenever we shot there, though, we kind of had like harsh restrictions for when we could shoot there because we could only shoot before 1 p.m. or after 8 p.m. And obviously no one could do before 1 p.m. because, like, you know, people are working and stuff, so we could only shoot at night. So most of those days, and a lot of them were like 5-6 hour days, so we were going until like 3 a.m. for most of those. I know the scene where the guy gets his head caved in by Goblin?
Yes, yeah.
That scene, I think we finished at like 2:30, and to make matters worse, it's an hour drive from my house to that location. So those were definitely some of the most crazy ones. Because if we look tired in any of those scenes, that's probably why.
Hey, but I mean, when you go all out like that, and you know you push it till like almost the break of dawn, almost.
Almost. Yeah.
That's when you get the good stuff.
True. That's very true. Thank you.
No problems. And so, how do you prepare for an emotional scene or kind of just shot? Either directing or acting wise, like what kind of measurements do you take before going into those scenes? And I'm kind of more so referring to spoiler alerts for the movie we just reviewed, but when Harry dies, you got pretty emotional in those scenes, and it was really I guess good to see you just acting your heart out in that stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was hoping that performance would kind of like come across the way that I wanted it to and stuff. But it wasn't honestly too difficult because Peter is my best friend. Peter, it's kind of confusing. The Harry actor's name is Peter, but I play a character named Peter Parker, so that's kind of confusing. But the guy who plays Harry is like been my best friend since childhood. We've known each other since we were 5 and stuff. So legitimately, just picturing my best friend dying in front of me kind of got me to that point. You know what I mean? It kind of got me to the point of like getting myself in that mindset and stuff of the character and stuff. And yeah.
So, which do you prefer? Do you prefer directing more or acting more?
It depends on the day, honestly, and it depends on the scene. Like, directing while acting is the worst. So that's sometimes it's like neither when I'm doing that at the same time. But acting, really being able to get into, like, especially like playing Spider-Man, being able to like portray this character that you've loved for so many years, that's just my favorite part of like acting as this character and stuff, and acting in these movies specifically is because I love Spider-Man, and just being able to portray that character is a dream come true for me. And then with directing, my favorite part about that is having your vision come to life is just such a really good feeling and stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, I can totally understand where you're coming from in those regards. And were there any unused concepts that you didn't use for this film? Because I know that this is kind of sort of a remake or a remaster of your original film, Retribution.
Yeah, this movie originally was going to be a lot more similar to Retribution than it came out to be. Like, this was... Best of Enemies turned out being, like a very, very streamlined version of that story, just keeping the goblin stuff and taking out basically everything else. But there was going to be Sin Eater in this movie at a point. He was going to be like a surprise villain at the end, kind of. Like, he wasn't like a mastermind pulling the strings, but like he was this guy who was also hunting after Harry. But as where Peter Parker was hunting Harry to try and bring him back to the light, Sin Eater was trying to hunt him to actually kill him and stuff. It wasn't super like developed or whatever. It was just kind of a loose idea that I had. But that was like the biggest thing. And there was probably going to be some Punisher setup too, because the sequel to Best of Enemies was going to heavily involve Punisher. It was called Circle of Blood. But that we ended up scrapping Punisher. We're not doing that anymore. We went more in favor of this Clone Saga stuff. But yeah, there wasn't going to be too much. Like the Jackal wasn't going to be in Best of Enemies at first, and just a lot of stuff like that. Like it was going to be a pretty different movie in the first draft of the scripts.
That's really cool. I did not know that Jackal wasn't going to be in this movie until like you kind of brought him in that regard.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't like a Retribution thing where whole characters weren't in the movie when we were halfway done with filming, because that happened a decent bit. Like Eddie Brock wasn't in the movie like, you know, months before we actually started shooting with them. But like when I was first conceptualizing ideas and writing the first draft, Jackal wasn't. He was gonna be a small character and stuff, but that was before I really knew I wanted to do this Clone Saga stuff. You know?
Yeah, of course. And what was the most fun that you had while making this film?
I mean, probably my favorite part was being able to get with all my friends and like people who are really passionate about filmmaking and stuff, and being able to make this movie that we all love and that we all like, you know, have like worked so hard on doing and stuff like that, and just having these good experiences and these good memories with all these amazing people that I work with, and that's probably my most fun, you know, my favorite part about it.
For sure, and you know what, you're absolutely right. That is the best part about making any sort of short film or whatever, is just doing it with your friends and just like the small little moments that happen in between, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like from making these movies, I'm gonna have lifelong memories that I'm honestly never gonna forget. You know, from these experiences, and it's awesome.
For sure. And well, that is all the questions that I had for now. I'd like to thank you for conducting this interview with me. And
appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And if you have another movie, or well, when you do have another movie released, maybe I'll review it again, or review that movie, and maybe we could do another interview.
Cool. Yeah, I'd be totally down. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for having me. I've never really had like a true interview about like something that I made before. It was a really cool experience. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
I'm honestly kind of flattered in a way, you know.
For sure. And of course, guys, his channel will be down in the description below, with also a link to just the movie itself. Go give that a watch, guys. And is there anything else you want to say to the audience?
Yeah, just thank you for watching. Thank you for checking out my movie, checking out Bryce's review. I really appreciate it. And yeah.
Alright, well that's going to bring us to the end of this video, guys. Remember to like the video if you liked it. Remember to leave any comments down below. If you have any questions, of course, leave them down there too. And, of course, remember to hit that subscribe button, because that subscribe button will be waiting for everybody. And I think we're out here. Deuces.